Okay, welcome to another World of Engineering videos. I've been away for some time. I didn't make any videos. Been busy moving house and so forth. I decided to make a video, and my last videos I got a feedback that I need to get a wireless sound recorder, so I'm using one. Hope it's much better now, the sound. I'm recording outside. Today I'm gonna show you how to make a kitchen helper, they call it. Basically it's just little steps with a fence around it for toddlers and kids, so they can use the step to go up and work in kitchen or in bathroom for washing and any other purposes. You can get some of these in some stores. It's not like widely available, and the prices I seen it range from $150 to anywhere $200, $300 depending on the design and so forth. But I've seen a few other designs which can be done much easier and at affordable price. So what I'm using today is an IKEA step. This is one of the most common steps that's sold in IKEA. Goes for $20. I already put it together. It's just get a closer shot. It's made out of a few pieces. I'm not going to show you how to make the IKEA step because it has some crappy instruction which you might be able to follow, and after a few attempts you can do it. So what you do, I will put the details and description of the step. It's available almost in every IKEA around the world. You can go and buy it. It's under $20. I think about $18, $19 Australian dollar. So what you do, you first construct this. That's the main part or top part of the step, and then you leave it as it is. So you don't put the top plate on. This is the top plate, as I said. Only this piece of timber board. You don't assemble it to this step that you buy from IKEA. 20 bucks so far. What you do, so I did this first part as well, but I just show you the steps. It's very simple. You can buy this timber, the board that I have on the side, or you can use any offcut that you have. So there are a number of techniques you can use to connect these timbers around it, but the most important thing about this build is about the safety and reliability, because when the kid goes on top of it, you don't want it to be not sturdy and not reliable. So what I did, I cut these timbers depending on the steps you get. If you get this one from IKEA, the height of this actually is important. So the height of this should be kind of level to the height of the kitchen bench top, and the standard for kitchen bench top is about 85 to 19 centimeter, the height. So it shouldn't be more than that. I'll also show you some of the tools you need to put this together. You don't need all of these tools that I'm going to show you, but it will help you to build this much easier. So I'm using a ruler. I've got two clamps. I'm using a square. I use this to mark during the cutting with the circular saw, or you can use a hand saw as well, and for measurements and so forth. This comes in different sizes as well. Wood glue, that's important, you need that. I bought this, this is a gate latch. I think this cost me about $8 or something. And the reason I bought this, because it latches, when you close it, it latches itself. You don't need to go and lock it. So as the door closes, it latches and locks. It's similar to the ones you see at pools, swimming pools, because those one, when you close it, you can't easily open it. Similar, it's not, as good as those one. Those are very expensive. It will cost you $50, $60, those locks. but this would do it. I bought a couple of hinges because I'm going to put a door on this. Just a small hinge that costs $1. And you need a drill and a circular saw or hand saw would do it. Okay, put these down. Before I forget, so as I said, you need, there's a few other tools you need. You need a drill, and then you need a set of screws. Don't need as many as I have, but if you, it's very important that you use the right size. I'll show you why. And measuring tape. Now, let's look at the size of this one and why it's important. This timber that I used is 40 centimeter. And the stand or the stool itself is about 50 centimeters. So altogether it would be about 90. So that's why I used 40. So you cut these. I cut 2 of these. The one that I use, you can use different sizes if you have offcuts. This is about 6.5 centimeters wide and 40 centimeter high. I used 2 of these. That would be the front. And on the back, I used a much thinner timber here, and I placed it like vertically compared to this horizontally. And this is like 18 mil by 40 centimeters again. And the reason I did that, because I wanted to have, this would be the opening, have it as wide as possible, and here as close, narrow as possible. Because I'm going to put a door here with the hinge that I'll show you and the latch. In here, I'm just going to block it off. Now, after you cut these 4 timbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, you need to screw it to this end. So what I did, I pre-drilled them. It's very important to pre-drill them with a smaller size drill bit. And what I also did, I applied wood glue between these 2 timber, and also I used these biscuits, they call it, which you can get the round cylindrical one or just the biscuit type one. So what you need to do, get close a bit, see what, all right, gonna focus. So if this is your piece of timber, I would put the 2 screws on sides, and in the center I would put the biscuit or the piece of timber. And the way it works, I'm gonna do it for the other sides and you'll see it. So I did that for each side. 2 screws on the top and bottom, and in the middle there's a biscuit, and now it feels very solid. Now on the side, I cut these board as well. These are 24 centimeter, the one that I use on both sides. Now I'm gonna do the front. And for the front, what I'm gonna do is to cut a piece of timber exactly this side, the opening. For me, it is 22 centimeters. And because you can't just put it like that, it's much easier, probably you can. But what will happen, another important thing is, you want this step to be as close as possible to the bench or the table that the kids they want to approach. Because the closer it is, the less the kids want to reach. So less chance of falling. So I mean it's not much. The difference is 2 centimeters, but you know, it's your choice. Yeah, perfect. Okay, easy. Put this up again. Perfect. You don't want it looser or tighter than that. I'm gonna cut another one. Hold the square tight while you have the circular saw or the hand saw. Done. Makes the job much easier. So you place this hole there, and they come with these drill bits. Let's say this is here, the one in the middle. Okay, put this here, and then you drill it, and as this drill goes in, the bigger part is going to go inside this timber, and the smaller drill bit will drill into this bigger one. So it's a bit of pre-drilling here, and it gives a way for your screw, longer screw, to go in like diagonally. It'll be almost invisible if you cover it up. So we go high speed. Let's see. Another review or feedback on this one. There is a American brand of this tool. I think it's Kreg. I'll check it and I'll put the link down. And I think that's supposed to be the holy grail of that tool. And it's pretty expensive. I decided to buy this one for I think $15, which is 1/3 of that. But it's not as good as that one. It's not easy to work with, as you can see. All these, this aluminum block, all the aluminum block is drilled away because the drill bit, it's not aligned in it when you put it in. But the other brand, the American one, it's very easy to work with, and this designed very well. The screw actually doesn't need to be that long because we pre-drilled it. So this is actually too long. I think that should be good because this much of it will come out. Find the right drill bit. I got this from eBay. Yeah, that box is full of drill bits, but it's rubbish. Don't do it. But it's worth the case, and the case is good. Alright, so best thing to do is to apply the clamp, and this part is done. I already screwed in and glued these two boards. 32 by, I would do it by, it doesn't need to be all the way. It can be 39. So just write it down here, 32 by 39, and let's just make the frame. with this latch, it's a bit actually tricky to, you have to get it level. If I put it here, the thickness of this timber will make it not align with the latch in the step. So what I'm going to do, the two ways, you can either move this here, put it there, or I'm thinking just put this here, screw the timber on sides and router this bit in, and this will recess. Maybe it's look a bit better. It's not that difficult to do. So you might just do it like that and put the latch here. All right, so I'm going to apply a bit of wood glue here on both ends. That should be enough. This there. The screws you choose is important. Don't make it too long or too short. Too long will pass from the other side. So I'm going to use this. Put them here and pre-drill it. Okay, just going to make sure. If you align these edges of the timber, it will be perfectly square, like automatically. You get the perfect square. So I'm going to leave a bit of gap in there because I already calculated that gap when I cut this timber. With these hinges, you need to install them on the edge, so that that's how basically you do the measurements and installation. You put the screws in on side and it will operate like that. Now if you do that, the door will actually sit on the outside rather than inside. Okay, now that we have pre-cut the timber for the spacer, apply some glue, put the latch correctly, use a bit of gonna use longer screws. Okay, so I've cut a groove here for the latch that will sit in. Before you screw the hinges in, you need to make sure it's the right position. So I'll just hold this with my hand and just try to do open and close the door. Once I'm happy with the position, I can mark it. Just do a few more. Perfectly, so you know it's very secure. Awesome, that's what I wanted. Okay guys, so now just 2 screws left, which is on the bottom, the IKEA step 1. Video.
مدل چیز شد ایکیا شد آفرین بزن همینطور بزن آفرین
Alright guys, this is the final finished product. After a bit of help with the painting, I painted the edge of the steps different color, so you can easily basically see the steps and climb, and that works perfectly. Just show you around. Yep, and yep, it's quite stable, and did a few test runs on it and everything fine.